High school soccer playoffs kick off tonight here on the OH Report, and we begin our tournament action on the south side of Mansfield, right here at Comstock Field, where the Lady Flames of Mansfield Christian try to secure a sectional championship here in front of their home fans against an Edison team that they just shut out about a week ago. It's live and free postseason soccer. We've got pregame coverage and your opening kickoff all on the way. Next.
Did you know that every parent in Ohio may now choose the right school for their child? Hi, I'm Dr. Cy Smith, Superintendent at Mansfield Christian School. Thanks to new legislation, all of Ohio's children are now eligible for a school voucher. No matter where you live, everyone qualifies, and 80% of Ohioans qualify for the full voucher amount. We are so excited for Christian families who can now align their child's education with their Christian values at a private school like Mansfield Christian. Give them the truth that they desperately want and need. Give them a Christian education. You can find out more information at mcsflames.org or call 419-756-5651.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report. Pre-game coverage presented by Sutton Bank tonight. We've got a trip to districts on the line here at Comstock Field. Division 5 Sectional Championship soccer between Mansfield Christian and Edison just about to go down. Good evening, folks, and welcome here to the fabulous south side of Mansfield, Ohio. I am Brian Skowronski. This is a Mansfield Christian video production crew, and my sidekick tonight, Mr. Grady Heichel, still pretty much in his goalkeeper attire, fresh off of practice, and it's just a gorgeous night. Really an awesome afternoon, I think, setting the scene here for some tournament action.
Absolutely. You know, the trees are starting to turn, temperature's starting to drop. We're really getting into fall now. Perfect time for some sectional final soccer.
Tell you about each of these teams and what they've done so far in the regular season, making their way here into the sectional final. We'll begin with the visitors, the Chargers of Edison, the number 7 seed. They are coming in on a 2-match win streak. They had lost 6 in a row before that, though, Grady. Their most recent defeat occurring here at Mansfield Christian, a 7-zip victory by the Flames. It was also senior night, so Mansfield Christian had a little bit different lineup than they typically play. So something like that can either really inspire you or it can give you the heebie-jeebies coming back to a place where you just didn't play your best soccer. So one of those two things we're expecting to happen tonight.
Definitely. You know, Edison, they had a rough game against us last time they were here, but they didn't honestly look too bad. They had some potential. Their keeper, I know, did fantastic against senior night. Unfortunately, still letting 7 in, but still, she made a lot of quality saves, and I'm sure they will be ready to come back, ready to give it to us, ready to fight for this sectional title.
If they are going to compete here tonight, we expect Joy Jordan, our player spotlight, to have a fantastic outing. Really had a big match at the end of the regular season finale. 2 goals and a couple assists coming off of that victory, and appears in the pregame that she's kind of the team leader on the offensive side of the ball. And when you're a senior, you're always fighting to ensure that your tournament life can continue on just for another day. You want extra practices, the whole 9 yards. So really looking for number 7 to step up, have a big night tonight.
Yeah, anytime you put 4 goal contributions on one game, you know you got to watch out for them in the coming matches. And especially when you get into preseason as a senior, I mean, you are like a dog in a cage. You are fighting for your life, trying to just play another game because you don't want this one to be your last.
And there she is having a conversation with Ryan Fry, head coach, giving her some love and expecting her senior to come out here and put on a big-time effort on the road with a trip to districts on the line. The opponent tonight, the number 2 seed in Mansfield Christian. Second season now under head coach Jesse Ryder. They won 14 games a season ago. They do it again here in 2025. Looking for a second straight sectional title as well. And you can say what you want about the schedule. It was a little bit thin in terms of the competition, but the offense. If you're scoring 7 goals per game, that's magnificent regardless of who you're playing against, Grady.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the boys, the topic is always the boys are giving the girls flack for having a tough schedule, and the girls giving the boys flack for not winning as many matches. But I mean, when you got 14 wins on a score sheet, doesn't matter who you played. That's just impressive from a coach and an attacking standpoint, and I mean just a whole team standpoint.
See the coin toss about to go down here. The captains out on the pitch, getting their instructions. Player spotlight though tonight. Just a youngster, a sophomore, who's been a key contributor for them all season long. Reese Betchler, 3rd on the team in scoring and assists. And just love kind of her moxie, what she brings to the equation. And this is one of those factors that you can't really put on a stat sheet, but just the redhead factor. Coming out here as a ginger running around, creating some problems there in the midfield. She's got a lot that she can bring to the field for Coach Ryder.
Yeah, I think, you know, I don't see a redhead stat on the stat sheet, but we might have to add that because I think that is definitely a factor. And Reese, she doesn't have a lot of mass to throw around, but man, she can win balls you had no idea she had any chance for, and just look out for her on the attack.
And it looks like she's got a good-looking hair day going on, got one of those braids going across the top, the full-length pony down the back, so should be a huge night for our player spotlight as both teams are getting set to make their entrance out here onto the pitch. Opening nights of high school playoff soccer here on the OH Report, and very much looking forward to seeing how the Flames look here in the postseason, because this is a team and a program. They've had a ton of regular season success throughout the history of the program, but once they've gotten into the tournament, I believe just one lifetime district championship, Grady. Yeah. So with pretty much the entire team back this year. You feel like Coach Ryder and the gang, and we'll take a look here at the district draw that they have. This seems like this could be the season where they get over the hump.
Definitely. I mean, if there's any season for them to grab that second title, I think it's this one. 2019 was the last time we won a district title, I believe. And it would definitely shut some of the mouths on the boys team if they win another one. And I think they can do it this year.
So at school, obviously there's a little bit of back and forth going between the two programs right now, huh? Who feels the most confident, you think, heading into the postseason right now? Is it the ladies or the dudes?
I definitely think the girls feel most confident. The boys, we would play our number 2 seed and our number 1 seed straight off the bat as the third seed coming up. And the girls, they'll definitely have some winnable games coming up, some games that they expect to win, especially once these first 2 games However, once these first 2 games are over, they might run into a little bit more difficult teams than they're used to in the season. It'll be interesting to see how they deal with that if they make it that far.
We'll now pause for a moment for the playing of our national anthem. It's now time for the Star Spangled Banner, and then we'll continue our pregame show. I'll give you my keys to victory for both sides.
Put in for these players this year. We pray your blessing for that. In your precious name, and because of your Son. Amen. Amen.
And with that, the scene is set here for the starters and the entire rosters to be named here. And while they do that, let's jump into my keys to victory. I'm going to begin with the visiting Edison Chargers, trying to, in some ways, shock the world after what we saw. 7-0 defeat against Mansfield Christian. If they get it done tonight, Grady, they've got to be able to keep the ball on the carpet. They got to move it around, find some feet, and then force Mansfield Christian to shoot from distance. Probably just going to have to park the bus, as they like to say, in the soccer community and just play a little bit of defense. And if you get your opportunities, try to hit them on a counterattack. And who knows, the longer you hang around, the better chance you got.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The girls were talking today at school. They think Edison's going to park the bus. And some of them did seem a little bit worried about what that could mean for the rest of the game. Mansfield Christian, I think most of our goals have definitely come from inside the box, so forcing us out around that 20, 25-yard line definitely will prove to be a much less reliable way of scoring than that 6-yard shot, that 8-yard shot from our strikers. So Edison definitely is going to have a game plan going into this game, I think, coming off of that loss of what they can do better.
Yeah, certainly expect a defensive-minded Edison team out here early on in the game just to try to keep it scoreless as long as they can against a very high-powered Mansfield Christian offense. For the Flames, for me, it's got to play your style. And they can kind of be chameleons and play whatever flavor they need. And you were suggesting that they might come out with some unique formations today. Yeah. So I'll let you break that down here in a second. And then Miss Anderson, what a season this young lady's had coming in, her junior campaign. I think 35 goals
36
now?
goals.
Ooh, 36 and counting. So if she comes out and just kind of takes control of the game offensively early on, I really think that Mansfield Christian probably shuts the door on this one pretty early.
Yeah, Ryan, she's had a fantastic season, 36 goals. She's on 0.9 assists per game. She's on over a brace per match. That's 2 goals per match, averaging 2.1. And she's also got 15 assists, second on the team for assists and first on the team for goals. So that is just so many goal contributions in one season. What was that? 36 goals, 17 assists.
Crazy numbers.
Man.
Yeah, what a season for her it's been. And looking to continue it, of course, here in the playoffs when it matters the most. But she brings like a physicality to the team. It's very noticeable. I mean, when she's out there on the pitch and she's got the ball at her feet, she's not afraid to shoot from distance. She can go right at you. She's one of those versatile type of players that can be a big-time game changer.
Yeah, there's a rule we like to call the 5-second rule. It's after you lose the ball, you give 100% for the next 5 seconds to win it back. I think she kind of does the 80-minute rule on the field. I think she kind of has that motto for the whole game. And you can definitely tell it makes an effect on her career with the goal contributions she's been having.
And Ryan moved in from out of town, correct? Where is she from?
I'm not entirely sure where she's from. She moved in last year, had one class with her. I believe her brother played in the MLS for a team whose name escapes me at the moment, but definitely some soccer blood in that Anderson family.
No question. If anybody in the family is pro at anything, that means that you've got some genetic bloodlines that you can tap into. And certainly Ryan has been able to do that here in the junior campaign. One of the leading scorers, I believe she is the leading scorer in North Central Ohio right now, at least for teams that play in Richland or Ashland County. One last group prayer out there. Or maybe just kind of a war call is what it looks like here, Grady.
Might be a mix of both.
Let's talk about just you and mentally when you're about a couple minutes away here, you're with your gang, you got a hand on a shoulder. What kind of goes through your body? How do you try to transport yourself into game time Grady mode?
Well, let me tell you, the adrenaline is flowing when you're in that huddle. I mean, before every game, the boys, I think the girls do as well, they pray the Lord's Prayer down there. And, I mean, you can just feel the energy, feel the movement that's happening in your team. And, I mean, once that first whistle blows, that, like, burst of adrenaline you get, and you just have that super focused mindset, and you're just like, let's go out and do this. And for this girls team, I think they're going to carry that all the way through the rest of the game. They're definitely going to bring the energy.
They are a huge favorite to win here tonight, of course, at home. And then the number 2 seed, 14 victories. And looking to add to that here tonight, punch their ticket back to districts for a second consecutive year since Jesse Ryder took over the program. First touch will belong to the Flames as we put a bow on our Sutton Bank pregame show and get ready for tournament action. Gorgeous night, 67 degrees, sunny, not a cloud in the sky.
Wonderful. This kind of weather, could be a little bit cooler in my opinion, but when you get into the 60s, I mean, there's not much to complain about in terms of soccer.
Tournament action officially underway. Flames with a series of passes, controlling down the near sideline.
There's that bit of physicality already from Anderson on the left wing.
Anderson trying to go touchline, and she's earned a corner kick already. Just about 25 seconds into the match.
It's definitely how you start a game. A little attacking set piece right off the bat.
They'll play it short. Betchler, our player spotlight. Off the cross, it's going to miss everybody. So flows to the outside. And off the carry, it'll be out for a goal kick.
Michelle Hope on that right wing that just had the ball there. And the Flames could be playing a few different formations from what I've heard. I was asking around today at school. Apparently Mr. Ryder, Coach Ryder, he switches around formations quite a lot. I've heard a few. I've heard they're playing a 3-3-3 with Michelle Hope floating, basically going anywhere she wants, or a 4-2-4 on attack, which means you push your midfielders up top as we get a chance. Natalie Ricker on the left wing.
Ricker with the cross. one touch, tried for the one-timer. That's Marley Rader with the shot, one of the leading scorers on the team. And another kid that, I mean, she's probably 50 pounds soaking wet out there, but when she gets into the box and around the ball, she's definitely, she's never shy to go get in the mix.
Definitely not. I mean, she had a great breakout freshman year last year. Ends up playing for spring team, Canton Akron Force United on the spring. Had a good season there as well, training in the off season, and she's been doing a very good job this year as well.
Flames force a turnover. Going to push it to the outside, hoping Rader can track it down. Gets in a foot race there with Peyton Cook. And it'll be punched out, so corner kick number 2 on the way here for MC. Be on the opposite side now. Brooklyn Ryder, the sophomore. This is kind of her specialty. So we're just 2.5 minutes in. Flames already with a series of build-ups.
As a goalkeeper, defending these corners early on is always nerve-wracking. You don't want to give up this early goal.
Puts it into the mixer bowl. The header would have been in there, but a nice save.
I think that save will be one of many from the Edison girls keeper in the pink jersey. Not a bad punt on the counterattack from Edison here. Great pullback.
And the shot ripped just wide. We'll play that one back for you.
An early scare for MC.
Yeah, good-looking counterattack. And the shot just wide. Edison looking to stay on the attack here. And that really could have changed the entire course of the game. Give them some early confidence.
I think Mansfield Christian's got to bounce back here, get some of that nervous energy out of their system. We just saw a little giveaway in the back there. I think that's kind of a little freak out nerves from that early scare. I know once that gets going, you gotta quickly put an end to that clear the ball energy, or else you're gonna end up with a lot of turnovers.
Flames just looking to clear. Edison staying after it. Kaylin Dickman up on the far wing, makes a nice move to the middle. She's got the cross on the outskirts of the 18. Now the Flames get it out of harm's way. Just unable to find Rader over there on the far wing on a couple of occasions now.
I think the Flames just need to calm it down a little bit, settle back, and play a little bit slower than they have been. Although, here's another counterattack. Anderson. Great touch around the defender.
Yeah, Ryan was just trying to go 1-on-4 there, right into the teeth of the defense.
Now, usually I'd be against those odds, but with Anderson, I honestly might take those more times than you'd expect.
Another corner on the way. Flames are going to play it short. Now here's Brooklyn Ryder. Looking to make her cut through the middle. Lifted and knocked down. The keeper again comes out. Another quality stop.
Holding back on the counterattack this time. I think Mansfield Christian has realized the danger and settled back a little bit on those punts already.
Another solid punt here from Ella Rogers, though it'll race out of bounds here right in front of the cheering section. A lot of Edison fans here in the building this afternoon for the early start. First kick right around 5:11 tonight. And
MC's struggling a bit on that back right side to keep possession.
Get a body knocked down out there, Kellen Ritchie. Now here's a turn to the middle, kind of a heavy touch. But the Flames staying after it. Natalie Ricker looking to turn. She goes inside with it. Plenty of space here. Ryder with the shot, and it flies overhead.
Good work there from Ricker, number 15, to work around that cross with her back to the goal. That's a tough position there. The defender knows exactly what you're going to try to do, and you got to try to get around them and get that cross off before they can get a leg in.
Rogers, strong leg here to the outside. First touch by Mansfield Christian and Grace Tem. Now MC's got the ball back in control. Or at least they'll have to chase it down if they want to get back possession. Just walloped out of bounds. We'll get a throw-in coming up here for Edison in front of their own bench. And we're about 7.5 minutes in, Grady. Chargers hanging tough. They've probably had the best look so far of the match, too, shot-wise.
Definitely, yeah. The Chargers are, I think, exceeding expectations in terms of attacking already in this half than what they did previously. If they can keep up this energy, MC is going to need to tighten up on defense and really settle back maybe more than they were expecting in this match.
They'll have the throw-in coming up far side after Mary Moon punched it over into the forest. And the leaves definitely have changed a lot since the last time I was over here a week ago. So fall setting in. And with that, definitely it brings the playoff feeling and the sensation. This time of year, it's got a special energy to it, Grady.
Definitely. And the tournament practices, I know the girls been having, the boys been having it too. You have your own special roster. It's almost like a whole season. Blocked volley there from Ricker on the left wing. But I think both coaches say once that final season game is over and you start those tournament practices, it's like a whole nother season. You got like I said, you got a whole new roster, you got a whole new mentality, and if you're not careful, your new season could be just one game long. So you definitely want to lock in on this week of special tournament practices.
Former coach here, Ben Stoffer, now current AD, was on the microphone with me last week, and he said that his favorite practice of the year was the one right after the final regular season game, and he could typically tell by reading the team, the environment, and the feel if it was going to be a deep postseason run or not, Grady. So it comes, like I said, with a specific kind of energy to it, and I got to imagine for both you and the ladies that expectations are always high here around these two programs, and
Definitely.
especially you guys in the playoffs. You've had so many magical runs. Oh! Great save. Wow. Flip this one to show you again. Ella Rogers here getting that right mid on it. Not an easy save.
That's a top-hand save from Rogers, and she's not the tallest keeper I've ever seen. It's hard to get those right below the crossbar when you're that height. I remember first coming into U11, these full-size goals, I couldn't reach those. So you got to be, timing-wise, you got to be perfect on those high balls like that, and especially when you're going with your top hand. If you mistime that, you can just palm that right into the roof of the net.
So the clean sheet remains right now for Rogers in the defense as they look to clear, and they will find feed here in the midfield with Kellen Ritchie. But now a turnover.
MC doing a good job of possessing here in the front middle, about 40 yards out from goal. That's a good place to have the ball, but it's dangerous to lose it right there because then the opposing team has about 40 yards of free space in front of your defensive line. They can work it a little bit higher, getting that front 18, bound the top of the arch, or the D as we call it, and really get those through balls in. I think they'll be in a good spot here.
Misfiring on that last connecting pass. Becca Hauser with the turnover. MC regains possession out wide, but it'll be out of bounds. Charger throw.
A lot of 50-50 balls we're seeing already. Some of these mistimed passes are a little bit weaker, and you see both teams. I mean, they're rushing for it, trying to get that boot on it, and you get those counter-striking forces when they're both striking the ball.
First contact by Beckler out of the air. See what we get here. Nice turn. Ricker with the cross, back post. Knocked down. The back line does their job.
That's two quality crosses from Ricker already on the left wing. She can find a teammate's head or foot or really anything to knock the ball in when she puts it that close. I mean, it's a guaranteed goal almost.
Chargers continue to be gutsy defensively. Now Ritchie Kind of rolls it around, stays in bounds out there. Try to find Dickman.
I'll say the Chargers are not settling back like some people were saying they are. They're getting up quick on the counter here. And their transition is a bit faster than MC's at the moment on their attacking. MC able to win it back here. A little fight from Ricker on the left wing.
Yeah, good battle going on right there. This goes down into the corner. Mary Moon. Just swipe it out. Throw-in coming up for the Flames. No score here. Already a dozen minutes in. And the number 2 seed, who many predicted might come out here and lay it on them. So far, we've got a good contest going 0-0.
Bouncing around near the top of the box.
Hesitation move. Now Ryder back to the middle. Runs into some traffic. He fights it through, but it ends up into the hands again of the keeper, Ella Rogers. Quick punt. It's well struck as well.
They're definitely striving for that counterattack, that maybe 1 or 2 passes down the field, completely get into the 18 as quick as you can, catch MC off guard.
They've been playing. Sophie Baker's been up top the entire time. They've actually had roughly 2 forwards for most of the game, so we were kind of expecting them, like you said, playing back a little bit. That's not really been the case, Grady.
No, they're definitely looking for a goal. I mean, they're hungry for some netting right now, I would say. And I wonder if we're going to see Edison with any set-piece tactics here, because when you're a lower-ranked team going against a higher-ranked team, one of the only chances you're going to get is on set pieces. And I know a lot of teams train those specifically for the tournament team they're going to play in. So like a free kick on the right side or a corner, we might see some clever set-piece tactic. We'll have to wait and see here.
MC's had plenty of them. It's going to be corner kick number 6 already here for the Lady Flames. They've elected to play it short more often than not. And they run 2 different options out to the flag. Ryder into the mixer bowl, and Lydia McFadden nearly put it in off her chest. Not sure how that stayed out. Let's show you again. Second look.
Seemed almost like a deflection off her chest. She kind of closed her eyes at the last second, and it went somehow just far enough left to hit the post. Edison quick on the counter again. That is unlucky from Lydia McFadden.
Very fortunate. Let's show it to you one more time. I think it's Joy Jordan here protecting. She misfires. She's standing there, hands behind her back. That's just a lucky break all the way around for the Chargers.
Leaning on the post and just takes a swipe at the ball and misses it. I think she would have got some some flack from her teammates had that one gone in.
Rogers.
A little miscommunication from the defense and the goalkeeper. When the ball is rolling a little slow like that, especially when you're not on turf, those balls can be tough to read whether they're going to be in the 18 or not.
Slide tacker takes it away from Ricker. Well done from Maya Cook. As the Flames will get in a sub. Neither team has really gone to their bench yet. I think this is the first sub, isn't it, Grady?
I believe you're right, Brian. See Leonard going in on the left wing for Ricker. Ricker had a few quality crosses here early on. We'll see if Leonard can match that.
Get it in. Here's Ryan Anderson. Turns away from the pressure. And not a good ball intended there for Zoe Leonard as it rolls out of bounds. Goal kick coming up.
Yeah, I'm interested to see Anderson had it on the right foot there. If she's got that finesse shot curl into the top right corner we see a lot in the pro leagues. And even here in high school we see it occasionally. If Edison's going to continue to defend as well as they have been, we might have to start taking some of those opportunities like that. Maybe that wouldn't be the 100% we're looking for, but can lead to a goal.
Anderson gives it up this time. Ryder with the shot. Probably about 5 feet too tall on this one. Another decent look. Set up by Anderson. We'll show you this all the way from the throw-in. Quick throw for the Flames. I think caught the defense off guard a bit, and I like the decision here by Ryan to give it up.
A very unselfish play, and then touch from Ryder there. Looks like it just got caught under her feet a little bit. Went over there. It's tough when you get that first touch to get stuck under you to keep that ball low. Is that your first instinct is just to lean as far back as you can to try to scoop that ball out from underneath you.
Still 0-0 on our Schmidt Security Pro scoreboard tonight. Flames looking to change that narrative here. Got the ball on the outskirts of the 18, flick forward, and here's the shot. Ella Rogers comes through.
And another quick punt.
She's been rock solid so far here tonight, and I like the timing of her punch. She's getting it off her foot quick, and as mentioned, with a couple of forwards always up top for Edison, she's been able to aim it pretty much in their direction, and the counterattacks, they've had 2 or 3 pretty good ones so far.
Consistently getting it down into Mansfield Christian's about 30-yard line as we see Haven Granter having to make her first save of the night, I do believe.
Yeah, hasn't been involved here 18 minutes into the competition. But Edison trying to change that. Jordan flips it across the field. It'll be out of bounds. Flame ball with the toss. And they've been quick to get it in down the line so far off those throw-in opportunities. Some heavy pressure. Here's the freshman, Ellie Heater. Now Anderson tracks it down, turns inside. We'll set it up. Ryder on the run, squeezes it in.
Back out. A bad rip from Ryder again. Just leaned back a little too far, I think. Headed for that top left corner. Would have been quite the goal had that dipped in.
Yeah, best strike so far that we've seen from Brooklyn. I think that's about her 4th shot attempt already. And one of my keys to victory, force them to shoot from outside the box. They've been allowing a few shots, but again, Grady, the 20 yards or beyond.
Yeah, and those shots are tough, especially if the defense is purposely forcing you to one side. The keeper already knows where you're going, what you're trying to do, and Roger's been able to read what these long shots are going to do pretty consistently. So it'll take quite the effort from a long shot for it to make it into the net guarded by Rogers.
Nice carry, swerving through traffic.
Off the face of somebody in there.
Yeah, I think it was Cook, and this one drilled off the post. Ryder starting to get it dialed in.
And I hope she practiced just that one shot from about 22 yards because she's had about 4 of those straight from the same spot. Getting extremely close, just dipping over on the second one, and then this most recent one just going off that left post on the inside of it. Reese Beckler making a little move.
And she's got the shot popped down. Rogers can't collect it. Another one. And Anderson with the left foot. Rogers catching her breath.
Not the most composed keeping I've ever seen, but she does manage to get it in her grasp. I think she tried to slap it out there at the end. Here's another punt from Edison on the counter.
Yeah, she's really had those dialed in, able to find Baker. Now the Chargers getting numbers moving forward. They've got the 18 surrounded. We'll get an offside call, and let's go back to that last offensive flurry here from Mansfield Christian. Baker. Anderson just couldn't pepper that one quite like she wanted.
I think that noise you made just about summed up the thought process of every defender on Edison's back line in that moment.
Have to save that sound effects for later and just bring it up anytime they get in that situation. Past the midway point here. Still no score. I think probably a pretty surprised crowd here, but probably on both sides. I think for Edison fans seeing what happened here just a week ago, probably the expectation was, man, if we can just hang around. But they've done way more than that. Defensively, they've been pretty sharp, Grady, and you know, they haven't had a ton of looks on net, but they're doing just enough to keep the pressure off to where it doesn't feel like constantly they're in a whirlwind and they're having a battle.
Yeah, they've been able to keep MCS's, I would say, back five on their toes pretty consistently every 2 or 3 minutes, getting it past the halfway line. And some of these one-sided games, I know it's rough for a back line to just kind of stand behind the 50-yard mark for a long time. But Edison has been keeping them on their toes, keeping them sharp. And if they drop their focus, I think, for just a minute here, Edison's going to take advantage of that.
Hot shot here off the midsection. It'll go out of bounds off of Hauser. And an MC throw underneath the scoreboard, you see, still empty, 0-0. Flames have been consistently putting some pressure on here about the last 5-6 minutes. Ryder hit the posts. Her last 2 shots have really been sharp, dialed in. Haven't been able to find the back just yet.
The 50-50 balls have been a big part of it. MC's been able to win most of them. Edison gets 1 or 2 here occasionally, but those 50-50s, the winning those can change the flow of the attack. You know, you lose the ball, comes out loose, one of your midfielders wins it, and all of a sudden you're back on the attack again, and you have 20 yards of space right before you're in front of the goal.
It's a little too much sauce there from Hope, out of bounds. Leonard can't track it down. So back into the hands of Maya Cook and the Edison Chargers.
The throw-ins, I'd say an underrated part of the game. You see a lot of them. You don't really ever train them. There's not a lot of people that can whip it. See a few of them. See Ontario boys had a guy, and obviously Luke Zerby, Mansfield Christian's own, graduated 2 years ago, had quite the cannon on his arm.
One of the best I've ever seen.
Don't see a lot of the long throws in girls soccer. When you do see them, it's often that flip/front handspring throw that you see on YouTube or on ESPN highlights. Be interesting to see if teams trained their throws, how that would change the game.
Might have to put on a summer camp, maybe get Zerby to come show anybody in the area that's kind of interested his technique. But in some regards, I've talked to kids about that. Norwalk had a kid named Gamble. I believe he just graduated this last year, and just, hey, what's the technique there? And he's like, bro, I've just been able to do this since I was 5. I don't know. So I think that's kind of an innate ability for a lot of kids that don't necessarily need the reps when they're in the game. They just know how to do it.
Yeah, and I think once Luke graduated, Coach just had us line up. He was like, all right, everyone get a ball on the touchline. All right, everyone throw it. And whoever went the farthest, that was the next thrower.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot to it. We just saw Ricker again on a hard battle there on the 50-yard mark. I think she had a foot actually go over her head trying to swipe for the ball.
Here's Michelle Hope now over the touchline. And that'll set up Rogers again. She's been able to find teammates more often than not here off the goal kicks.
Yeah, once you start getting in these double-digit goal kicks, we'll say your hamstring does start to get a little sore. Always a danger of ripping a hamstring on these goal kicks, especially when you're setting them.
Send this one to the near side, knocked down by Cook. But a turnover as she tried to thread the needle for Jordan. Here comes Anderson.
On skates.
Settles down, and just a business decision. Peyton Cook puts it out of bounds. And another corner. We haven't seen one in a little while here for the Flames. But got to be getting close to double digits on these.
Is that a sibling defensive back line on Edison? You have Maya and Peyton Cook. It adds a little bit of communication, a little bit of chemistry in the back for the Edison Chargers.
Into the mixer bowl, one-timer. Pretty good look here from MC. Show it to you again. It was well done. That was Ricker who was able to flick it on frame. But again, the Chargers able to get out of harm's way, trying to flip the field and just allow the back line to breathe for a moment.
And the Chargers have been averaging about a heart attack a corner so far, with that one from McFadden earlier on, and now this one. They're scraping out by the skin on their teeth from these set pieces. Still 0-0 though, so it is anyone's game. That's the thing with soccer is you can have as many shots as you want. Doesn't matter unless one of them goes in.
It's what you love and hate about the beautiful game is you can thoroughly outplay an opponent, and at the end of the day, sometimes you come up on the losing end. See it all the time, particularly in tournament. Seems like we get plenty of those storylines. Stakes are a bit higher, and you play a little bit more tight, I think, as things go along. And for Edison, this is the best case scenario. Still even here with the number 2 seed. And we've played quite a bit of soccer now. 27 minutes in the books.
I think we're past the point now where you can say Edison's just been getting lucky on the defensive end. They've held their own against Mansfield Christian's attack for over a half now as we're getting close to the end of this first half. Swing and a miss from number 12 on Edison. Ryan's able to pick up the ball.
From the middle, this one kept on the ground. Couple hopper. Another save here from Ella Rogers. And for the Chargers defense, you're going to allow that. Give a window. And Ryder, even though she's been able to put her last 3 on frame, still from that distance, it's a tough shot.
Most of those shots she's had, she's been standing still when she takes them. That makes it really hard to generate the power and the precision, as opposed to when you're moving, you got your momentum, you got your kind of flow when you're running. And those standstill shots, they can definitely be difficult to put on target with a lot of power. Ryder's had getting close to 5 or 6 of those now. Hasn't been able to put one in the net yet. So we see a ball lost in the forest behind Comstock Field.
Yeah, and you see Becca Hauser, as soon as they change the call, she's like, I'm not going to go get that thing.
Comstock's definitely got an interesting dynamic with the forest right on top of the stadium. Creates a cool atmosphere for the players. You feel like you just wandered onto a soccer field after.
Yeah, it's almost like going through the Narnia closet. It's like, oh, look, what soccer pitch down here? Yeah, it is a beautiful backdrop, and especially once fall starts kicking in. I talked a little bit about it with Ben Stauffer on the broadcast last week, but this really is, it's a special place come fall time, and provides an atmosphere that you just don't really see anywhere else. I've not quite been to another soccer park that's like this one.
No, and I remember my first time playing here was actually against MCS back when I was on the St. Peter's Spartans for their last ever boys soccer season in 2022. I had no idea what was happening. I didn't even feel like we were in Mansfield anymore when I stepped on this pitch.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Little slice of paradise right here off of Logan Road, man.
Definitely. Good fake there from Ryder. She has a lot of those. See it, she cuts onto her left foot when you think she's going to play the ball. It's a simple move, a little fake shot there, but it sends a lot of defenders. Very effective.
Just over 10 minutes to go here, opening half. Bit of a surprise score right now, but there's the first of the match. Ryan Anderson comes through. MC strikes first.
Breaking the deadlock, Ryan Anderson with her 37th goal on the season. Incredible performance from her this season.
Show you this one more time. This is just a misplay on the back line by Edison. It hasn't cost him yet until now.
Yeah, not a bad ball across the back from, I believe that was Raider, but little freak out from the Edison defenders, little misplay, and that will lead to a goal. They've had a few of those scares, people swinging at the ball and letting it go through. Hasn't been capitalized on until now. And now those defenders will definitely be wanting to clean up those clear attempts here in the future.
Is Mary Moon, the senior, one of your veterans on that back line. And they've dodged a few bullets so far here in this opening half. Couldn't avoid that last one. Clear shot there from Anderson to make it a 1-0 game. But here come the Chargers, looking to fire right back.
We'll say Moon is one of the coolest last names I've heard in a minute. Might strike some fear into some attackers' names, knowing you're going against the moon on the back line.
Especially come spooky season, too. When it starts to get a little bit a day game, she doesn't have her full powers about her, probably.
Yeah, you know, if this was a 7 o'clock game, definitely would be a different story with Moon having herself powered up, maybe.
Yeah, I'd like to see how Mary just kind of transforms as, dusk starts to see its way into the environment. Build up, last touched here by MC, trying to get it to Raider on the outside.
It'd be interesting to have if we had a statistic of how long the ball's been out of bounds versus inbounds in this game. I feel like most of the time it has been spent with a throw-in almost.
We have had plenty, probably good 20% of the action at times. As Raider gets her pocket picked rather up top, but regains, steals it right back. Now a chance for MC to really take control. Here's Brooklyn waiting on it.
A few quick passes around the top. He's spilled out in the top of the box, played over to the right wing there. Raider combining with Hope.
Little sliver, nice window. Flames got him flanked from every which direction right now.
This is good composure from the Flames, slowing it down here on the box. There's Ricker charging in the box.
And she'll earn another corner kick here on the near side. Another look on our Pinnacle Building Services instant replay. Pinnacle Building Services cleaning up Mid-Ohio, one building at a time. Subs on both sides here. One member each checking in. As here comes Brooklyn Ryder. Back post kind of fades outside the 18.
Back on the right wing.
Here's Anderson. A little bit behind Natalie.
Was hoping Ricker would send the bicycle kick there on the top. She wins it back, though.
Back post, and there it is. 2-0. It's Ricker.
A composed finish from Ricker on the left wing there. Just slotting that bottom right. Not a lot of power behind it, just precision to put it past the feet of Rogers.
Here it is again on that back line. Can't clear it, get it out of harm's way, and it costs them 2 times here over the last 3 minutes.
It's good awareness from Ricker to control that clear attempt and beat, looked like 2 Edison defenders before she was able to take the shot.
Anderson with a goal, and now Ricker. Flames starting to get some momentum.
See Davis entering the picture. I believe she had an injury at the start of last season, so it's good to see her back on her feet for this senior season.
Slick move here by Ryan Anderson. Get it to Lydia McFadden in the box, shoulder to shoulder.
You know, if we were playing baseball, I think the Edison defenders might have a few strikes on their list for swings on their clearances. Have not been able to make contact with a whole lot of them.
And it's really cost them here recently. As the Flames trying to keep it going, looking to extend their lead, though it's flipped out here midfield. But MC gets it back of the feet of their playmakers. They've got Anderson in the box. Here's a Raider. She'll flip it in, looking for Ryan over top. Back to back, Ricker back on the board.
It's a first-time finish from Ricker for her brace. 2 goals in about a minute and a half here, maybe 2. And that volley inside of the foot, those are tough to control. A lot of the times they end up going over the bar, especially when you're trying to strike it first time like that.
Gorgeous finish for the sophomore. Here it is. That's just a great ball into the box. 2 different options there, and then Ricker timed it up superbly.
Yeah, great cross from Miley Raider on the right wing. You know, not the biggest girl like we were saying before, but generates a lot of power out of those legs for a good cross like that. Goal reminds me of one Robert Lewandowski scored for Bayern Munich in his famous 5 goals in 9 minutes. Ricker could be on the way to that if she has another 3 goals here in the next few minutes before the end of the half.
Well, she's certainly sprinting for one right here. They've got a 2-on-3 going. Anderson at the controls. But then take it away last moment. Peyton Cook puts it over into the forest. Coach Ryder going back to his bench. 2 fresh bodies checking in. We'll see Michelle Hope back into the mix, along with Emma Doherty.
I got to put some respect on Emma Doherty. She wears the same concussion band that I've been wearing for many years. Another chance from Ricker for her 3rd. Good touch by Rogers there to clear it out. Kind of an awkward position there. Allowed it up over the top like that.
Yeah, Natalie's probably salivating there. Fresh off of those last couple.
Once you get those first 2, you know you got a chance to score a hat trick in a sectional final. And not a lot of people can say they've done that. Natalie Ricker definitely trying to make her mark on this game here.
Pretty solid touch as well there by Natalie. But as you correctly gave credit, Ella Rogers was able to get a left paw on it, knock it down. And it keeps it at 3-0 here. Just over 4 minutes remaining opening half. Winner moving on to districts. Nice move, Ryder. And a one-hopper right into the paws of Rogers. Another solid punt from Ella. Too far out in front for Baker, though, giving chase. And they've earned a throw-in and a chance to start getting some kids in white uniforms moving across the timeline.
Another factor for Mansfield Christian's energy in this game is this is their last home game. For the seniors, this is their last time ever playing at Comstock Field. That gives you a little bit, maybe that little bit more willpower to win that ball that you normally wouldn't go for. As we see Hope striving here, beating 2 or 3 girls on the middle here, playing it out to the wing. But just that feeling of knowing you're never going to play under the colored trees of Comstock Fields is a sad one, but it's a motivator.
Yeah, certainly you can tell. It goes both ways. Sometimes the moment can be a bit overwhelming, and then other times you see it allows athletes to fully lock in and just immerse themselves into the competition. And usually it's the latter. You'll see the kids their senior year, and it's just like that. You're able to dive to new depths, Grady, as you're about to find out here with your tournament trail getting underway this week.
Definitely. Unfortunately, I myself have already played my last home game against Ontario, which was recorded here on the OH Report. We have Leonard here on the left wing.
Oh, and it's deflected in. So Zoe makes it 4-zip.
Good finish. Rogers got a hand on it, pushed it into the top corner. That was a strong near post shot from Leonard with her left foot. One of the few lefties on this team. For MC's 4th in one half. After a little bit of a slow start, they have definitely found their rhythm here as we approach the end of the first half.
Just a great touch off the setup there from the middle. McFadden with the find, and then Leonard does the rest. Put enough smoke behind the ball that Rogers just wasn't able to get 2 hands on it. You see the disappointment on that young lady's faces. She had a clean sheet going, Grady, for quite a while. Now all of a sudden a bit of an avalanche here over the last 7 minutes of gameplay for MC.
A little bit of a body there in the middle by Hope. No call. Yeah, those near post shots are definitely kind of a soul breaker. My keeper coach definitely says you should never be beaten on your near post. And that might not always be true, especially when you have a blasting shot like that. But just those near post ones can be tough to recover from.
Granter with just, I think, her 2nd punt, maybe her 3rd. Hasn't been tested a ton here tonight. Flames with a chance for maybe 1-2 more looks on net. 70 ticks remaining here in this opening half. Johnson with a nice move. It's over the touchline here, and we'll have another goal kick coming up.
Less than a minute left on the clock for this first half of Mansfield Christian girls soccer tonight on the OH Report sectional finals. Pretty good showing, I'd say, from the Flames. This last 20 minutes especially, they have found the net 4 times.
Yeah, they've turned up a little bit just in terms of locking in with their shot selection. And on the flip side for Edison, they've been a little bit shaky at times. Didn't cost them on about the first 4 or 5. But the longer that you have a leaky pipe, eventually it's going to break. And that's kind of what's happened is the dam's busted a bit here. And Mansfield Christian's been able to deliver. We'll see if they can get one more here. Final 10 seconds. Tripped up. Probably smart there to be super physical in these closing seconds. And that will take us to the end of the first half. Mansfield Christian, the number 2 seed, they lead it 4-0 here at the break. We'll step aside for a quick commercial timeout. When we come back, we're going to have a sideline report. We'll have some first half stats to break down. Grady and I will give you our opinions of what we've seen and get you all set up for half number 2. It's live, it's free, and it's only right here on the OH Report. Your sectional championship coverage will return just a couple minutes.
Did you know that every parent in Ohio may now choose the right school for their child? Hi, I'm Dr. Cy Smith, Superintendent at Mansfield Christian School. Thanks to new legislation, all of Ohio's children are now eligible for a school voucher. No matter where you live, everyone qualifies, and 80% of Ohioans qualify for the full voucher amount. We are so excited for Christian families who can now align their child's education with their Christian values at a private school like Mansfield Christian. Give them the truth that they desperately want and need. Give them a Christian education. You can find out more information at mcsflames.org or call 419-756-5651.
Supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
Happy Halloween!
It's halftime here at Comstock Field as we welcome you here into the Sutton Bank halftime show. You see some of the onlookers here for Mansfield Christian, and we're going to hear from a couple of them. We have got Carter Pond down there working the sidelines. Let's toss it down there and see what's happening in the student section. Carter?
Hello, I'm here with OH Report. I'm interviewing the MCS student section tonight. How do you guys think the game is going so far?
Pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
It was a pretty slow first start for the MCS girls. The Edison's goalie was doing pretty well, but we kind of picked it up here at the end of the half, and we're up 4-0 now, so it's looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good.
How do you guys think the rest of the game will go?
Probably very similar to the last game against Edison. We saw the first half basically identical. They held through the first half of the first half, maybe even the first 3 quarters, but eventually they broke down and let in 4. I think they'll continue to break down more, letting more goals, ending hopefully 7-0.
Well said, well said. Anything you guys hope to happen this game?
What? I don't know. I'm hoping to see them put up 12 points on Edison maybe for the win.
That would be quite nice to see. Anything for the rest of the student section? Nothing else? Alrighty. Back to you guys.
All right, Carter Pond doing an excellent job working the sidelines for us and getting that inside information from the Mansfield Christian student section. Back up here in the booth, Brian Skowronski, and I've got Grady Heichel with me. I think it was a bit of a surprise the way that the first 25 minutes of the game unfolded, and then over those last 15, Mansfield Christian started to take advantage of the missed opportunities, I would say, by the Lady Chargers. Couldn't clear it on a couple of occasions, and you got to really credit the Flames for not getting down. It felt like certainly they weren't catching some breaks. A few bounces here and there for the Chargers really went their way, and now all of a sudden it's a 4-0 differential, and the Flames totally in command.
Yeah, I mean, we're told as players to follow every shot that's taken. I think the Flames have scored at least 2 of their goals on follow-ups or missed clearances like that, and being able to take advantage of those mistakes by the defense definitely can play a big part in a game. As we see MC taking a commanding lead here in the first half. They dominated for most possession as well. Edison had a few chances early on.
Yeah, we got them for about 65-35 right now. Mansfield Christian really dominating the run and play, but the shots really, they jump off the page. And I've seen a few matches. I covered one early on in the season where I think Lexington had like a 35-3 shot differential, and the game ended up tied. So sometimes those can be misleading stats, and especially if you're not putting them on frame. But after the first several kind of high, they weren't quite locked in with the shot selection. Now it feels like just about everything, they're really forcing Rogers to have to make a move.
Yeah, definitely. She's been able to make most of the saves you would expect her to, as well as some that we didn't expect her to. She has had a few good tip-overs, a few good reaction saves, got beaten on the near post and on those crosses a lot of the times. When it's coming across the box like that, it's hard to react as a keeper, and Rogers will definitely need to be on her toes for the second half.
Look at Mansfield Christian huddled up. They've had their talk in their conference. 2 minutes to go before we get back into second half play. And we are here live and free thanks to the help of all of our generous sponsors, including our halftime sponsor, Sutton Bank, where you can earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Our scoreboard sponsor tonight, Schmidt Security Pro. From the field to your front door, you can trust them to protect what matters most to you. Pinnacle Building Services. You can elevate your professional space with tailored cleaning solutions that promise unmatched quality and reliability. Pinnacle Building, cleaning up Mid-Ohio, one building at a time. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespan. Wellspring Custom Pharmacy. They help you choose effective vitamins, supplements. They can even prepare custom meds for you as prescribed by your healthcare provider and even your veterinarian to manage things like hormone balance, mouth soreness, pain, autoimmune conditions, and many more. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. And Mansfield Christian School. Experience the embrace of a learning community that cherishes your child's growth in spiritual and academic development at Mansfield Christian School. And a reminder that the production that's going on here, this is Mansfield Christian School students. Pretty much from top to bottom. You got me here on the mic pressing a couple of buttons, but we've got directors, camera operators, sideline reporters, Grady providing the color commentary. Really love what's been going on with the media class out here at MC, and it's really evolved a lot where I think it started and there was one Media 1, one Media 2 class. Now all of a sudden, I mean, it's all day long. There's kids up in that room.
Oh, yeah. I think Mr. Moretta has around 90 students this year. He's teaching all 8 periods. Has 3 photography classes, 2 Media 1 classes, 1 Media 2 class, and myself and the lone Media 3 student was able to sneak into a study hall of his for some extra one-on-one time. But Mr. Moretta definitely providing us with a good flow of media students for these broadcasts. You know, you kind of toss them right into the boiling water. I mean, they are very raw when they come in here, not a lot of experience. And they're hands-on, they volunteer for it, and, you know, they do a great job.
Well, there's really only one great way to learn, Grady, and that's to be thrown into the deep end and just find out if you got your sea legs underneath you. And so far, the students this year, they've all proven that they can swim with the sharks out here in the OH Report waters. That's exactly where Mansfield Christian is trying to take this, is just put Edison into the deep end. They've got them halfway under here, 4-0, as we got the second half underway. And in the tournament action, anything in the second half, if the differential becomes 8 or greater, it does just end the show. It's over. That's a wrap. So for MC, that might be the task the Coach Ryder pitched them. I mean, maybe not, but sometimes you got to set little goals, many goals throughout the course of the game, and could be one for them. Hey, we seized command there at the end of the first half. Keep it going here. Let's try to get 4 more on the board in this session before it's actually supposed to be over with.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a mercy rule in soccer actually take place. I've heard about them. I've never seen one live in action, so it would be interesting to see here. It would cut the seniors' last home game short. You see Anderson over the crossbar on that attempt. Good cross from the right wing. Trying to get a half volley going. Just got tripped up a little bit. I think a little pressure behind her when she was taking the shot.
Able to get it off. Lost her balance, though. Maya Cook on one side and then Mary Moon on the other. Making it tough there for Anderson. So we see Beckler get the first touch there out of the air. They'll set it up.
Edison not doing a whole lot of movement on these goal kicks. Seem almost content to let Mansfield Christian win them and then shove it right back down the middle. I know as a keeper that can be frustrating when you're taking these goal kicks and your teammates aren't going towards them.
Shot flared wide there from the sophomore Lydia McFadden. So MC, a couple shots here in the first 2 minutes of action, neither of them on target.
I think if we had a heat map, the 6-yard box or the 6-yard line would have a lot of red spots on it in this game.
Rogers has been very busy here tonight. Looks like that's going to continue. Heavy traffic in the box right now. Ricker with the cross and almost an own goal off the post there from Peyton Cook.
Dragged down a little bit on the right wing there. They're going to blow the whistle against Mansfield Christian for the first foul of the night by any team, I do believe.
This has been about as clean as you can possibly get, and you don't always love that if you're a coach. Fouls aren't necessarily a bad thing. If you want to come out, be the aggressor, But for each of these squads to go this long into the match, this might be the longest I've ever seen, Grady. For 43 minutes of foul-free soccer.
And we might have to check with the OHSAA, see if that does qualify for a record, because I think that is also the longest I've seen a game go without a whistle blown from the referee for a foul. That one was an interesting one. It looked like Edison was grabbing MCS's player, but I think MCS might have initiated the contact, maybe put a shoulder in there and put her weight on her.
It's always the second player that typically gets discovered in those type of scenarios.
Anderson's had a few chances early on here. Her body feints are deceptive. As you see, she's charging down there. You think she's going to cut, she thinks she's going to shoot, and then she just keeps going in a straight line. That can be very disorienting for a center back and a keeper when the player just lets the ball roll like that past him. Looks pretty simple, but it can be effective against this right center back.
Yeah, Ryan really is a treat to watch when she's going downhill, full head of steam. Just tough to really get a gauge on what she's expecting to do as she tries to turn in traffic here. Cross around the front. Squeaks to the outside. Ricker now back in possession. Looking for the cross. Left foot. And just missed a couple of her teammates, though. Corner kick coming up here for MC. They'll have a set piece.
Be interesting to see how many take-ons Ricker's had on that left wing. She's been very successful with her dribbles, getting those crosses off. I think that's about her 6th one, maybe 5 on the night for putting those up around the penalty spot for a player to get their head on.
Brooklyn Ryder, low line driver here. Taken out here with the carry. Now Dickman. Heavy pressure from Beckler. Good look downfield side. With our camera operator.
Edison not been able to get the ball over the halfway line yet in the first 5 minutes of this half. Different from what they came out in the first half. They were over the halfway line, I would say almost nearly as equal to Mansfield. As we see a corner here, Anderson on the shot. Wins it back again, plays across the box.
Beckler just didn't have any juice behind that one, but MC got him flanked all around the perimeter now. McFadden drops it back. Beckler takes her time. Now Reese lays it back. They'll move it to the opposite side for Raider. Hope with a good-looking feint, but a heavy touch, and it's over the boundary out for a goal kick.
Mansfield Christian's doing a good job of slowing things down now that they've got this game pretty settled in their favor. Not looking for that immediate shot from 20 yards, trying to work it around the box, play a few through balls, maybe a 1-2 in the box to try to get that shot from closer. And those negative passes you see, Anderson just laid one of those to Beckler, wasn't able to get on the end of it, are very dangerous from a defensive standpoint when those players, maybe they get down on the wing or they get down inside the box and lay that just small little tap, maybe that 5-yard pass backwards across the 18 for a one-touch shot. I think that's where a lot of goals come from on the high school level.
Nice pass here into the middle for McFadden. And Marley Raider putting on some heat. Edison determined it's going to be a goal kick.
Those scenarios are always interesting when the defender's trying to shield it out because the attackers doing everything in their power just to get the defender to get a touch on it, and they just got to put their back into it and box them out basketball style to get them over to get the ball over the touchline.
About 8 minutes gone by here. Second half action. No goals yet in the second stanza. Took MC a while to warm up in the first half as well. All 4 of their goals coming over those last about 15 minutes.
Little nutmeg from Anderson, I think, on the left wing there. For another successful dribble from her.
Yeah, here it is. Just draws out the defender and then poked it right in between.
Little push there from Edison defender on Ricker in the box. Doesn't go down, though. You know, if that was boys soccer, I think we might have seen a dive or a flop there. Don't see too many dives on the girls' side here. Not as many as we've seen in the past couple weeks.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting part of boys soccer, is that the theatrics are much higher, whereas obviously in real life it seems like it's quite flip-flopped in that scenario there. So why do you think that is, Grady, that dudes are just willing to take the dive, grab the leg, and then sell the play?
That's a good question. I think a lot of fouls are more dirty or more – not a bad shot from the Chargers there, as I was rambling on. But first shot from the Chargers in a minute.
Yeah, this is Sophie
half.
Baker. That best look that they've had here in quite some time. They came out of the gates hot, like you mentioned. They were down in the attacking third on a couple of occasions. Haven't had a lot since, but yeah, you can finish your thought there on.
I think a lot of the fouls the boys do draw are pretty heavy. You know, maybe you got like a leg flying in there or a slide tackle. They can be pretty dangerous, pretty dirty, and I think the refs are expecting that. So the boys kind of take advantage of that, you know, go down under minimal contact, and they're going to draw a foul most of the time if they do go down. We do see a second foul from MC on Anderson, just trying to get around her to get to the ball to get a shot off. But, yeah, that's a good question, why girls don't dive as much. It'd be interesting to see if they would win the foul.
Well, it certainly worked out in Joy Jordan's case right there. And I'm sure Anderson's a very tough girl, but I probably didn't knock her quite that hard. Here she is with a shot back post. And it just skims its way by, but it's out for a corner, so they're going to say, or excuse me, I thought they were calling for a corner kick, but just misfiring here.
Try to wrap her foot around it, didn't get fully around it, a little bit on the lace there. Not a bad look. You know, I think I can go to one of our teachers, Mr. Keck, who used to be a coach and on the staff of OHSAA. He said that the boys would be very blatant with their fouls, pulling jerseys, everything like that, and the girls are a little bit more discreet, maybe pulling the shorts or keeping them close to the body where the referee can't see them. So I'll do have to keep an eye out for that. And he said the boys emulate the professionals a little bit more when it comes to diving than the girls soccer players do. He says it's always the knee. He says you always got to watch out for the knee when they're holding that. That's Mr. Keck, an English teacher here for MC. He teaches 11th and 12th grade. New this year.
Okay, shout out Mr. Keck. Delivering some knowledge nuggets here for Grady to allow you to devour. And I think that's a pretty fair assessment. Couple of hops down to the midfield, and those 50-50 balls. Mansfield Christian's been quick to get to them. Extra possessions being earned in the midfield. Now they find some feet. Ryder had a little bit of space, drew the defense. Now here's Ryan. Anderson puts her head down.
What a save there from Rogers. That was on its way to the top right corner from Anderson. Beat a few players. Maybe could have taken the shot a little earlier, but managed to beat 2 or 3, get a right foot curler, and then Rogers able to pull off a elastic save to save that from going in for MC's 5th.
The play it short again here. Beckler back out for Brooklyn. Ryder, one-touch setup to the top of the box. The shot sails.
Maybe a little training ground corner routine, from Mansfield Christian there. Those short corners can be effective. You got to be careful on those. If you lose that, then it is a foot race to see who can get down the field faster. Mansfield taking advantage of what I like to call the hole here, as we see 3 of their players right between the defenders and the midfielders. It comes out to Raider on the right wing, slips on the ball, it looks like, went airborne there for a second.
Yeah, let's look at that again. It looked like she tried to do a step over. Might have stepped on the defender. Nope, right off the ball. And just went sliding to her backside. Marley able to pop right back up.
It's almost a slapstick cartoon fall the way she hit the deck there. It looked like she was trying to go for a step over.
Edison just being really thorough, just trying to play big balls up through the middle, hoping somebody can come track them down. It's not been the case more often than not, specifically here in the second half. Just one shot attempt for the Chargers.
Haven having to make her 4th punt of the game, I do believe. Granter's on 65 saves this season. So, here's Anderson with a chance in the middle of the box. Now, Granter's not had the most to do tonight and not had the most to do this season. Defensive line and forward for Mansfield Christian has been very strong.
Ryder's got some space. She'll take aim. Flared out of there. Another save. This young lady, slow to get up off the turf. Ella Rogers totally selling out for this one.
I think she landed on her stomach there with the dive. That can knock the wind out of you with that one. Good save from her. Those low shots like that bounce right before they get to you, they can be tough to read, especially if you have a few attackers in the middle of your sight line. Just don't know where it's going to go. Coming the Chargers on a counter.
Yeah, nice job out there getting the head on it. First touch. And just able to alleviate some pressure off that back line. They have been on their heels the majority here of half 2. Raiders somehow kept it in bounds. Now back to Marley. Makes her move. She's got some great speed. Mismeasures that pass, though, out in front.
Raiders not the most stylish player you'll see, but she is effective when it comes to beating those players on the right wing. Just that change of pace, 1-2 touch around them, and she's gone. You'll be watching her in your rearview mirror.
Beckler threads the needle here. Ryder, a lot of green. Looking to utilize it.
Good 1-2 from MC there.
One touch, McFadden. Now Lydia tracks it back down. We're about 17 minutes here into the second half. Chargers defensively holding strong yet again.
Have not given up a goal this half, I believe. Once again, following their trend, coming up on the 20-minute mark here. We'll see if we do get a repeat of last half where they got winded, it looked like, and made some defensive mistakes that led to a few MC goals. Or maybe they have a few attacks of their own. You never know with this game.
Just playing it down into the box, hoping somebody can make it happen.
MC not taking any chances with through balls here. They see they had a sweeper back there. Number 18, Morgan Beasley playing a sweeper stopper, it looks like, for the Flames right now. I see a little shove on Leonard there on the left wing. No foul, though.
Deep drive, and this will be handled. Hop into the hands here of Haven. One hop into enemy territory.
Good speed from Johnson to keep it in there on the right wing. Those bouncing balls are tough to control.
Anderson just trying to keep consistent pressure, forces the turnover.
Good reverse step over there from Hope to create some space.
McFadden punching it out into the corner. See the Flames, 4 ladies in the box right now. Just waiting for it to land in the mixer bowl.
Edison seems like they have a lone striker up top, putting all the pressure on. Good rip. Oh, and a fantastic finish from, looks like number 8, Brooklyn Ryder.
Yeah, Brooklyn had been slowly dialing it in towards the end of that first half. Ryder, the second leading scorer on the team, smashes that one into the back.
And she's had a lot of opportunities to make that shot, and she does put that one in with authority.
Great feed from McFadden as well.
Just a little back heel pull to create space from the defender, and the right foot shot had a little bit more momentum there than some of her other shots. She was actually moving with the ball. Maybe a little easier to keep it down. Good move from Ryder there, and a wonderful finish.
Coach's kid has played a ton of soccer. Now off the deflection here from McFadden. Shin guards. See if it stays in bounds. It just might. Yeah, chase down up top.
There's a little pressure when you're a coach's kid, I would think, on a high school team. Maybe that little bit of edge that the coach can give you that he doesn't give the other players. Makes you work harder, though.
Yeah, I got to imagine, especially in Jesse's household. Just a full feast of soccer players, and there's Brooklyn kind of playing with her food out there.
Good move from her. Chop turn around it. She'll get the shot off. Another save from Rogers. She has been busy.
This is all about Brooklyn Ryder. Look at that back heel move. Whoop! And hit her with a crossover. Just love this whole thing. This is just all Brooklyn Ryder. Makes her run. But quality keeping.
I think if that skill move she pulled off there first was in FIFA, that might be a little 5-second button combination you got to hit to pull that one off. It's a very elaborate move.
Didn't get a good strike, though, here on the corner kick. And Brooklyn typically very good there off of the set pieces. Handles the bulk majority of them for Mansfield Christian this year. So we're now just past the midway point.
Rogers' legs got to be feeling it from these goal kicks, I would think, by now. Anderson, a little bit of scuff on the edge of the box. Comes out to McFadden. Had a few looks, not able to get it through, been blocked a few times. There's Reese Beckler with a shot attempt there. She's third for goals in MC, has 11 goals on the season. As a sophomore, pretty impressive. She'll be one to watch going into the next couple years here for Mansfield.
Yeah, I think this was really exciting for them, at least if you look in the scope of offensive soccer. Pretty much everybody on the team, sophomores, many of them got extensive playing time as freshmen, and then you get Anderson coming in. She's going to be back for another year, so really exciting to look at the future potentially for Mansfield Christian, but obviously they're focused on the here and now. They feel like this year in this tournament run could really be a special one here in Flame Country.
As it goes tonight, this would be another addition to the Flames Sectional Championship banner in our gym. I find myself staring at a lot when I maybe doze off a little bit in assembly.
Yeah, how many district championships are we talking about on the boys' side?
That's a good question. I think it's definitely double digits. I don't know the exact number. Hasn't been updated since 2022. So
I got to get that new one up there from last year.
Oh, and a finish from Ryder again for her second in about 3 minutes, I would say, maybe 5. Good left foot first time volley.
Yeah, quality stuff here. Timed it up nicely. And with the off foot, the left to the back, Ryder. 2 second half goals.
I can see the 2025 Sectional Championship getting a little bit more in focus on that banner, Would be cool if we had those instantly able to transport onto the screen, Maybe depending on how the game's going, be darker or lighter as they fade in.
We'll have to talk to Ben Stauffer about that, see if we got like some magic ink that we can put up there on the banner. Get it prepared for nights like tonight. It doesn't make a huge difference in soccer, but with the 6-0 differential, we do have a running clock now, the remainder of the half, until Edison can get it underneath that mark.
It's a good nutmeg from Zieta on the back there. Don't see a lot of nutmegs right on the back line like that, almost on the end line, or byline, I should say. Bit of a risky move, but pulls it off well.
Great find in the middle. Here's Anderson taking dead aim, back post off the top.
Unlucky from Anderson off the woodwork. She tried to blast it, I think, from about 10 yards out. Did well to get past the defender, and then all laces leaning back. A little unlucky there to hit the top of the crossbar.
So keeps the differential still at 6. Flames looking to end the game early tonight if they can punch 2 more back in.
Bit of afters there from Hope sliding a bit late. No foul, though. Play goes on. Chargers lose the ball. Beasley picks it up in the back. Morgan Beasley, she's a freshman, I do believe, right?
I think 19 is Elsie Schwartzentruber.
That was on me. She's wearing a junior varsity jersey out here on varsity. It means she got the call up late into the season. Been doing well in training, able to get the, not able to get the varsity jersey, but able to get the varsity minutes.
Yeah, she stands out there. So when you're playing good, that's a great thing, Grady. And obviously can create some complications if you feel like you're not up for the task at certain times. A little bit different color jersey than the rest.
Actually did think that JV jerseys on varsity were banned by the OHSAA. Must be mistaken here on this one, as she's been playing back for a number of games, I do believe, and we've had some few other players wearing JV jerseys. I remember Neil had a call-up on senior night, I do think. Had a JV jersey as well.
Down to about 15 minutes, a little bit of change remaining. Sectional Championship match and whistle here against Mansfield Christian. A rare one here tonight. It's been a very clean performance on both sides.
It's the third one of the night, only from Mansfield Christian. Only one to give up fouls so far.
Kind of a tough spot here for the keeper, Ella Rogers, to be well outside of the box.
Don't want to miss-hit this one. End up with a shot right down your face after you're so out of position. It's a good strike from her.
Solid header as well, though, back the other way.
Ryder with a little V-drag move has one. Another good save from Edison's keeper. Looks like she was caught between diving and not diving, able to just parry that one away for a corner.
Ella Rogers certainly would be my Edison MVP tonight. She's had to handle a lot of pressure, and she played on her head a bunch in that first half. I mean, the clean sheet for a good 25 minutes. So this is a bit overcooked.
I will say, corners that go over the top like that, that is a one of our coach's pet peeves. You're supposed to have, at least in terms of the boys, we're supposed to have a guy out in the wing all the way on the touchline to get those far ones. And when we don't, you can hear Coach McFadden from the opposite sideline giving us a little bit of a telling off for that.
Yeah, it seems like it's a wise strategy to have somebody out there to collect anything that's just juiced a little bit too much there from the corner. See if the Chargers can get something going towards frame. That last connecting pass, I don't think that they've really completed one yet tonight. So really do tip your cap to the back line for Mansfield Christian. Solid positioning. That'll be knocked out of there by Schwartzentruber.
Here we see the hole again. Brooklyn Ryder taking up the space. Little roulette there. That space between the back line and the forwards, you can take advantage of that on transition when maybe forwards a little bit tired. They don't want to get back. Our back line didn't step all the way up as far as they should, and really just have a lot of room to work with in the pitch.
Got another corner kick coming up here from Mansfield Christian. So that's headed out of bounds by Edison. And we'll see a lot of subs trotting on out to the pitch now for Coach Jesse Ryder. Allow Beckler to come out here to the flag. Pretty good ball there, right into the center of things.
Not a bad look from MC. Looks like it was put off target by Johnson. Once again on that inside of the foot volley. Been able to put a few in the back of the net from that same technique as it scrambles around in the box. Chargers able to get that one out of there.
Deflected on the pass attempt. Kicked back in there.
We see another JV jersey on the left wing there.
Riley Neal, perhaps?
That was the player I was alluding to on senior night, getting a call up again, able to come in here near the end.
Believe got a goal, didn't she?
I can't remember, but you might be right. She might have been able to snag one as a freshman as well. That means a lot on varsity. You kind of get the, you kind of get those googly eyes when you're going up for a shot, and your eyes pop out of your skull when you're about to get that first shot on varsity, the first taste of goal. I remember Peyton McFadden, one of our star midfielders, when he got his first varsity shot attempt at the end of one of the games. I think he put about 40 yards over the goal from about 40 yards out as well. I don't think I've ever seen him kick it that high.
Just a whole new energy when you get called up from the junior varsity ranks up to the big leagues, if you will.
A lot of nervous energy as well. I feel like I see a lot of stumbles or a lot of trips you don't usually see. I know myself, I fell backwards trying to win a ball. First time I ever went in on a varsity match when I was playing the field for MC.
Is that something that you ever dream or desire of when you're back there, Grady?
You do get bored sometimes in certain games, but I don't know if I was not a keeper, if I would have a whole lot of playing time on the field. I think I'll stick to my hands for now, but it is
you found your spot.
I did. It is a fantasy to go up and score a goal on a corner or something.
Of course. Caitlin Miller is going to check in. The sophomore is going to get some minutes here as we're starting to run out at Comstock Field. 9.5 is all that remains here in this Division 5 Sectional Championship match. Flames looking to add another boost up there on the banner in the gym. Move on to districts and next dead ball. We'll show you kind of what's on the horizon here for Mansfield Christian.
Out for a goal kick, and we will bring up Mansfield Christian's bracket draw.
This is what we're looking at here. So, see Mansfield Christian, the number 2 seed, got the winner of Van Buren and Riverdale, who are playing tonight. And then this is going to be coming up next Tuesday, I think, in the semifinals. And then you see lurking up at the top, I believe Liberty Setter is actually the number 1 seed there. But a very winnable bracket, I think you could say, for Mansfield Christian.
Definitely. I know Mansfield Christian have played Riverdale on the season. They got a commanding victory. I can't remember what the score was that game. Don't think they've played Van Buren yet. I remember seeing Van Buren in a preseason tournament, the 795 Cup. Their girls went to a penalty shootout. I think they ended up losing that one. But Van Buren boys team the last couple years has had a very successful program. So Avery Johnson just put that one over the top, leaning back a little bit.
Yeah, I think they got upset in the tournament last year, as I recall.
Yeah, That was definitely an upset by our very own Mansfield Christian boys. Definitely probably my favorite game of my career, and I think a lot of the boys in the team's favorite game.
Yeah, I was a part of that one, and certainly it was very exciting on that side for the Flames and all of your fans and the entire community. Just the way that the match kind of unraveled, and it's just one of those fun stories that you're going to take with you forever, Grady, and hopefully you get a couple more here with your senior tournament run.
That would be great. I think stat-wise, this game not too far away from the stats of that game. The only difference being the score line.
Correct.
Van Buren had, I think, 33 shots.
Crazy.
To Mansfield Christian's 4 or 5.
But you make them count the best you can. I believe it is Noah Pierce had the goal in that match?
Weston Neal on. I've watched that goal more times than I'd like to admit. Speaking of Neal, Neal puts that one in near post, top left on a rocket shot that her brother would be proud of.
Yeah, Ryland just absolutely murdered that one. Top shelf.
Owen Neal in the building as well, down on the student section taking pictures for Mr. Morena's photography class. Should be proud of his sister's foot on that one. Quite the blast, especially from a freshman. Don't see a lot of freshmen with that kind of power.
Boom.
On the weak, I don't know if she's right foot or left foot, but if that was on her left foot, if she is a right footer, that is a phenomenal strike on the weak foot.
So the Flames in total command here as we're down to the final 6 minutes. Extending their lead here by 3 in the second half. 7-zip. The exact score that it was last time these two teams played here at Comstock Field.
Flames, I'm sure, wanting to ellipse that as quite the dangerous slide tackle from the Chargers from behind on number 2, Tem. No foul, advantage played. Don't see a lot of those from behind like that where it doesn't get called. Here's Neal again. Blocked this time. The whole Neal family bloodline has this, I think they call it the dog, that a lot of players don't have. You know, Weston, obviously one of Mansfield Christian's best players in recent years. Owen Neal is a sophomore this year. He's been able to step into his older brother's boots fairly well. Not the biggest guy, but man, he can send some people if he wants to. And then we have Rylan here in our first year at Mansfield Christian, making an impact on varsity already as a freshman. Very impressive feat.
Talking about the bloodlines and what that means, and obviously the trickle-down effects here within the Neal household. Getting a goal here in the second half for the Frosh. Flames looking to shut the door here a little bit early with one more goal.
So if Mansfield Christian scores, that final whistle is going to be blown. I think the game ends immediately. Is that correct?
That would be the case.
Wouldn't be too much of a difference from a normal length game as we come to our final 4 minutes here, but would be a nice, I guess, check off the box for the girls going into sectionals, knowing they ended the game early. Going into districts, pardon me.
Last touch here by Lya Reynolds out of bounds. Mansfield Christian with the throw here for Zy Davis.
Zy Davis, she just recently started playing soccer last year. Been a basketball player most of her life. Had some phenomenal basketball highlights her junior year. I believe she won some awards as well. Picking up the soccer cleats, getting her feet dirty as opposed to her hands. Been doing well for her first 2 years.
Look forward to seeing Zy on the basketball court again this year. Side-footed. And collected again by the keeper, Rogers. She'll drop it onto the turf and just bullet that one. So we're into the closing minutes. Carry by Baker. Looking to switch fields. There's Davis.
And the Chargers got some tired legs up top. They got two of them charging the ball here as Michaela, actually the second goalkeeper of the game, Michaela got subbed in for Haven Granter at some point recently, had her first touch on the ball there.
Edison just going to slap this one up top. New fresh face is Penny Carlson. Normally a defender. Getting some reps here in the last couple minutes of the Chargers season.
Put Ethana Waters in the splits position just a second ago with some shoulder-to-shoulder action. Ethana also playing her second year of Flames soccer, just starting out her junior year. One of the fan favorites when she comes in on the pitch for the student section.
It looks like a full tournament roster here for Coach Ryder, looking over on the far side. I mean, 20-plus kids.
And that's a cool experience as well, being on that tournament roster, getting to travel with the team, getting to practice with them. It's, as Mr. Soffer likes to say, I mean, it's definitely a highlight of the season. And if you're one of those younger guys getting to go with some of your upperclassmen to these away games and these high-stakes matches, even just sitting on the bench, I mean, it's an atmosphere and a feeling that you don't get to feel many other places.
Final minute here from Comstock Fields. Flames just moments away from clinching a sectional championship. And it hasn't quite been as easy as the scoreboard might reflect. The Chargers have been very game here this afternoon. Actually held MC scoreless for the better part of 25 minutes to start things off, and then played really well at the start of the second half too. Just too many weapons, the firepower for Mansfield Christian, a team that averages 7 goals per game. So this is par for the course for them.
Yeah, I mean, when you're averaging 7 goals a game, that is just a nightmare for defenders. That is a crazy stat as well. This late in the season, I mean, you're well beyond midseason into the postseason and still averaging these crazy numbers. As Emma Doherty will have the final touch of the ball for herself at Comstock, and for these seniors here playing their last home game.
They get it done 7-0 as Mansfield Christian, they will continue their tournament run into districts. Our coverage continues as well after a quick commercial timeout. We will be back. We will have an interview on the way with your Wellspring Custom Pharmacy player of the game. Drop us some comments. Let us know who you think should join us for the MVP interview, plus final stats, and we will wrap things up here from Mansfield. See you guys in about 3 minutes.
Did you know that every parent in Ohio may now choose the right school for their child? Hi, I'm Dr. Cy Smith, Superintendent at Mansfield Christian School. Thanks to new legislation, all of Ohio's children are now eligible for a school voucher. No matter where you live, everyone qualifies, and 80% of Ohioans qualify for the full voucher amount. We are so excited for Christian families who can now align their child's education with their Christian values at a private school like Mansfield Christian. Give them the truth that they desperately want and need. Give them a Christian education. You can find out more information at mcsflames.org or call 419-756-5651.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Hello, I'm Carter Pond. I'm here with you for the MVP, brought to you by Wellspring. So, how do you think you did this game?
Pretty good. I feel like I communicated and just got some good balls and finished pretty well.
2 beautiful goals and an assist, I would surely agree. What do you think you can do better going into the next game?
Probably just communicate and just say positive stuff to our team and always play for Jesus.
What do you think your team needs to win districts this year?
I feel like we could totally communicate more and just find those passes more and feet for sure. And I think that, yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then do you have any shout-outs?
Yes. My mom, God, and my dad.
You got it. And thank you very much for that beautiful game and great performance out there.
know that every parent in Ohio may now choose the right school for their child? Hi, I'm Dr. Cy Smith, Superintendent at Mansfield Christian School. Thanks to new legislation, all of Ohio's children are now eligible for a school voucher. No matter where you live, everyone qualifies, and 80% of Ohioans qualify for the full voucher amount. We are so excited for Christian families who can now align their child's education with their Christian values at a private school like Mansfield Christian. Give them the truth that they desperately want and need. Give them a Christian education. You can find out more information at mcsflames.org or call 419-756-5651.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
Happy Halloween!
It's the Sutton Bank post-game show. District bound is the Mansfield Christian girls soccer team taking care of business tonight here at home. 7-zip, they knock off the Edison Lady Chargers. I am Brian Skowronski, Grady Heichel, my sidekick here tonight. And for MC, I think you could say a dominating performance. They had the run of play, specifically in that second half. They certainly turned it up in terms of the time of possession. They got a lot of young kids, so you would say pretty much checked every box here tonight with a win.
Able to keep their composure pretty well, especially in the attacking third. When you have those younger girls in that don't have as much experience, maybe you get a little nervous, give away an easy goal here or there, and they could easily throw away the clean sheet. Not doing that tonight. Keeping Edison shut out for the whole game. Very well done from the Lady Flames.
Take a look at this game by the numbers here tonight, and you see the time of possession, an uptick for Mansfield Christian, and just crazy amount of shots. But you love that they've got about, 70% of them on target here tonight. So they did an excellent job of not just pulling up anytime they had a little bit of a sliver or a window. They were taking dead aim and able to put 7 into the back of the net. So solid offensive execution tonight for MC.
Definitely. I mean, their shots were on point. You saw Brooklyn Ryder with a few bangers. We've seen Natalie, our MVP, with 2 goals very quickly. And just in general, very precise from their attackers, putting it where they want to pretty consistently for the most part.
17 corner kicks as well. That means that you are living down in the attacking third. Not so sure that they scored off of any of those set pieces, but definitely a lot of clean looks.
I think there might have been one rebound off a corner, but yeah, MC on the set pieces, not able to take advantage. We had McFadden earlier with that strange chest off the post there at the beginning of the game. Right. But with those corners, I mean, that's just another opportunity to keep the ball down in Edison's half, and they did so.
Take one more look here at what's coming up on the horizon now for Mansfield Christian. Here is a look at the bracket, so we'll have to await the victor to see if Riverdale or Van Buren emerges. but it definitely it lays out pretty favorably, we feel like, for Mansfield Christian, and I think it's more open for them than it was a season ago.
Definitely. We see they play the winner of MBU and Riverdale, as you said. Either of those teams, I think, would be a good matchup for MC. I think MC would have the edge in the paper, at least. On paper, they would have the advantage going into that game. You never know how a game's going to turn out, but the stats do show that Mansfield Christian would be favorites for either one of those victors.
So Edison wraps up their season 5 victories overall, number 15 accumulated here for MC, and they've got another notch on the sectional championship banner now in the gym as they will move forward. Grady, let's preview just real quickly. Let the folks know, the Mansfield Christian fans, who you guys got coming up in the tournament this week and kind of your expectations for that match.
For the boys?
Yes.
All right. So the boys, they play Toledo Christian on Saturday at Toledo Christian. That's about a 2-hour drive for us. We are the lower seed. We're actually the 3rd seed in our district. We're playing the 2nd seed straight off the rip. We ended up picking kind of the harder path than we could have. If we'd picked the other path, we would have met Maumee Valley Country Day, who are probably one of the best teams in the state, if not the best team. Pretty early on, we would have met them in districts. So Coach McFadden, along with Mr. Stauffer, chose this more difficult early path, hoping to make it farther in the long run. So it is risk-reward on this week here. Toledo's going to be a tough matchup. We've been watching film on them. They are ranked just below us, or above us actually, in terms of numbers on max preps. They're 42nd in the state for Ohio Division 5.
Wow.
We are 39th, I believe. We went down after our loss against Ontario, but definitely should be a close match. Not the typical sectional finals matchup. This is more of a one you'd see later on, but the switch up with the way the brackets work this year means that we play very good teams very early on.
Which is not a bad thing if you can come out and you can get the victories, certainly. So good luck to you and the entire team coming up here on Saturday, Grady. Hoping to see you in districts along with the ladies this next week. And for your last tournament run, make sure that you give it everything that you got. I have no question that you and the boys will.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you, Brian, for a great broadcast, and we thank the Lady Flames as well as everyone here at Mansfield Christian and OH Report for making this broadcast possible.
That's right. Grady said it. Shout out to all of the crew here for the Mansfield Christian Media Production team, along with Jackson Yoder joining to help out with some sideline camera action. For Jory Hollenbeck, Adam Thompson, everybody back at OH Report World Headquarters, I am Brian Skowronski saying so long for tonight. We'll see you. Tons of live streams coming up tomorrow and Thursday for soccer and volleyball. We will see you then.